back to the channel, welcome back to the channel. How are we all doing? I've got to thank all the subscribers for subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much, it has been very much appreciated. Do remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do click that bell, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, all that marvelous YouTube stuff, as I always like to say. And if you're after a little bit of advice, or if you're stuck with a particular issue, just feel free to drop me a comment in whatever vlog I've done, and I would definitely get back to you 9 times out of 10, or 8 times out of 10. I would always do my best to help you guys out there if you are stuck and need a little bit of advice. Okay, so today I am going to do a quick review on this. This is the Chauvet ColorStip. It's the ColorStip Pix ILS. My honest opinion of what I think of it and how I attach it onto this, the Gigbar Move Plus ILS. It's quite an ingenious way how I've done it. So I've got some 3D brackets which I've printed up, and I will show you how they go on. I would need to take the camera off the stand in order to do that. And also you're going to need one of these. You're going to need one of these Chauvet DeFi, which plugs into the back of the ColorStrip, or the back of any ILS fixture. Some of the latest fixtures do have the DeFi built into them already, but some of the early ones don't have the DeFi built into them. That's when you would need this chappy here, the DeFi dongle, or you can use the XLR, depending on what fixture you're using, basically. But majority of the Chauvet fixtures, the ILS ready fixtures, come with a USB socket for you in order to plug in the DeFi into the back of them. And also I am going to give you a walkthrough with the Chauvet ILS command in conjunction with this chappy here, and just explain briefly how it all works and how it all interfaces and how it ties in to your PARs, basically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach this onto the fixture, and that's it. That's that done. If it looks a little bit unbalanced, what you need to do is just pull one side the other way, undo this one, bring it forward, and it will look pretty much level. That looks pretty much level to me. And that's how I attach the ColorStrip Pix to the Gigbar Move. So I've turned this into a 6-in-1 fixture. How brilliant is that, eh? 6-in-1. So I just wanted another controllable ILS feature, or should I say, I just wanted another controllable ILS light to interface with the ILS command unit. So I'm just using one controller. Right, okay. That's the technical side of it done, basically. It's already had one firmware update, which hasn't added anything, which hasn't added any additional patterns or any additional shows to the fixture. Those were just minor fixes. So I think really and truly, it has got the potential to be an eye candy fixture. It just needs loads of updates to get it up to that level, basically. Like I said, it's got the actual fitting, the actual fixture itself has got about 15 shows on there, 15 shows to scroll from. And as I say, they are pretty much basic. I know how I use it. It's a very narrow beam. It's not gonna light the whole room up like the Equinox Spectra Pix pattern. That's a wash bar, that's a wash pattern basically. That gives a very, very widespread, wide coverage. It's very narrow, vertical and horizontally, basically. Up against the wall on the floor, yes, it will throw that beam quite far up the wall, reaching the ceiling, depending on how high the ceilings are. So yeah, it's good for that, but I wanted it attached to this fixture. That's why I've made brackets like that. As I said, there's 15 shows on there, and some of them are just repeated in the opposite direction, and that's classed as a show. So if the movement is from left, if the movement is scrolling left and you go to the next show, it scrolls to the right, that's classed as 2 shows basically, which is, it's exactly the same but in the opposite direction. So technically it should be just classed as 1 show but in opposite direction. That's that. And also the ILS command has about, I think, 23 presets. I'm just gonna tell you exactly how many presets it has to control the pixel strip. So it has 25 effects. Okay, it's got space for 25 effects, but out of that, only 15 or 17 are in use by the actual fixture itself. So there's loads more scope to add. There's loads more scope to add more effects onto this fixture, because we're only using about 15 or 17 effects of this fixture. And as I said, the actual eyeless commander has space for 25 effects. We're only using 17. The potential of further future updates, it will give it that eye candy title, which it's supposed to be, basically. So that's that. Right, another thing as well, it's tied in with the pars. Okay, so whatever the pars are doing, the color strip will be doing as well. So it works in conjunction with the pars, unless I go into the menu itself and I go into the pixel effect and scroll down to a different pixel strip. If I scroll down to a different pixel effect, basically, then it will work separately and not in conjunction with the pars. But if I go over to the controller, the eyeless, if I go over to the eyeless command itself and I hit the par button, it will mimic exactly what the pars are doing, basically. But it will mimic it in a sort of like limited fashion, because with the pars, I think they're amber, RGW, amber, UV. Obviously, this fixture, the color strip, hasn't got UV, and it hasn't got the amber. So in certain situations, when it hits that amber on the actual gigbar move eyeless, the actual color strip is gonna kind of like remain blank, because it's missed that sequence, because it hasn't got the additional colors to keep up with the gigbar move eyeless. So which again is, there's nothing what can be done about that. No firmware update can be done about that, because it's to do with the lamps what are installed in it, basically. So if it was the same sort of lamps or the same capabilities as the lamps or what's in the pars, then yeah, it will keep up with it, but unfortunately it hasn't. It's got limited capabilities with color mixing, unfortunately, which is probably another negative in its corner for it, basically. So what I'm going to do, I am going to plug it in, and I'll give you a quick walkthrough of how it works in conjunction with the pars, and I'll also give you a quick walkthrough of how it works with the effects button on the actual eyeless command itself. Okay, let's walk through the effects. Let's go to effect number 1. And I'm going to speed this up as well. Effect number 2. 3, which is the reverse direction of 2. 3, 4. Speed that up. 5. Again, reverse direction of effect number 4. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. That is a nice one. I do like 10. See if it goes to red, blue. Yeah, 10's quite nice. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. That's nice on a slow fade, I guess. 16. So we're up to effect number 16. It goes up to 16, okay? It goes up to 16 effects within the fixture, and then after 16, it doesn't do anything after that. From 16 to 25 on the eyeless command, there are no additional effects program in the eyeless command for this, basically. So again, it could be a firmware fix which needs doing. They could do that by updating the firmware and adding more effects on the eyeless command to interface with the ColorStrip, also firmware update on the ColorStrip as well, so they both are synced together, so they're both talking to each other. That's what it looks like washing the ceiling. So as you can see, it is a narrow beam horizontally. Again, you would need quite a few of these if you was washing a wall with them, because the beam is extremely narrow. That could have been changed by using slightly wider lenses on the LEDs themselves, which would have kind of like spread the light out even further, even wider. But unfortunately, the lenses on each LED is quite narrow, so it gives the overall beam angle horizontally a very narrow spread. So I'll show you what it looks like from the dance floor. That's what it looks like from the dance floor. So that is the Chauvet ColorStip Pix. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. If you think it is an eye candy light and on eye candy feature and I'm wrong, let me know, but that is my personal opinion, what I think of it. Again, it could do with a few more updates to kind of like make it a bit more eye-catching, a bit more spectacular with the effects and the shows, basically. So yeah, it needs a bit of work. It needs a bit of work, a few more updates there. Who knows, they might just get there with it. Okay, so until the next time, do remember to subscribe to the channel and also give me a comment, give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think of the content, or if there's anything you want me to particularly cover, let me know as well, and I will probably do that as well for you guys out there. So until the next time, remember to keep it real, and I will see you soon, or you will see me soon rather.